Why someone is always on your mind. Why can't you stop thinking about them? Pay attention. This is more complicated than you think. You might believe it's love, fate, or some kind of deep cosmic connection. Wrong. This isn't about them. It's about you. Psychology mastermind Carl Jung discovered that when someone keeps popping into your head, it's not because they're special. It's because they've triggered a hidden signal from your unconscious mind. Here's the key. Your brain doesn't get stuck on obsessive thoughts about someone for no reason. They might be a projection of a hidden part of yourself. They could represent your shadow self, the side of you that you've pushed away or rejected. Or maybe they're the ideal version of you, the person you secretly want to become. Warning, if you don't dig into the psychological pattern, you might get trapped in a loop, repeating the same habits, chasing the same type of people, and never figuring out why. But if you learn to decode this signal from your unconscious mind, you won't just break free from these obsessive thoughts. You will turn this experience into a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal growth. Take note, this isn't just psychology, it's a mindset shift you can apply right now. By the end of this video, you'll know why your brain feels addicted to this person, the hidden psychological forces driving these obsessive thoughts, how you use Carl Jung's insights to break free and transform yourself. Ready? Let's dive into the world of Jungian psychology. Your unconscious mind is trying to tell you something, but instead of using clear words, it sends signals through emotions, dreams, and yes, even obsessive thoughts about a specific person. Pay attention. This isn't random. It's not just nostalgia or infatuation. It's a clue from Carl Jung's theory of the unconscious mind. But why them? Why not your childhood best friend or the stranger you bumped into yesterday? Because this person represents something buried deep inside you. According to Carl Jung, your unconscious mind picks people who reflect parts of your inner world, parts you might not even recognize yet. Let's explore how this works with something called the mirror effect. Carl Jung believed that the people who captivate us most act like mirrors, reflecting parts of ourselves we haven't fully understood or accepted. Think about it. Maybe this person has qualities you deeply admire, confidence, intelligence, creativity, but don't yet see in yourself. Or maybe they trigger something uncomfortable, jealousy, frustration, insecurity. Either way, they're showing you a hidden part of your shadow self or your potential. If you idolize them, it might mean you're longing to develop the traits they embody, something self-discovery can help you unlock. If they make you feel insecure, they might be exposing a wound or fear you've been avoiding, a classic sign of projection. If they remind you of someone from your past, your unconscious mind might be replaying old psychological patterns, trying to resolve unfinished emotional business. And the stronger your emotions, the more important the message from your unconscious mind. Ever notice how we judge or admire others for things we struggle with ourselves? Carl Jung called this projection, when we unconsciously place our own hidden traits, emotions, or fears onto someone else. Think about someone you can't stop thinking about. Do they remind you of a part of your shadow self you rejected? Do they embody a dream you've been afraid to chase? Ever notice how some people trigger strong emotions in you? Maybe you admire them. Maybe they drive you crazy. Either way, they stick in your mind like glue. That's projection at work. Straight from Carl Jung's playbook. He said we don't just see others as they are, we see them through the lens of our unconscious mind. That person fueling your obsessive thoughts, they might be reflecting back a part of you. Maybe you see qualities in them, confidence, passion, freedom, that you secretly want for yourself. Or maybe they have traits you deny in yourself, like arrogance or anger. Your unconscious mind fixates on them because it's trying to teach you something about self-discovery. But projection isn't the only reason they're on your mind. Have you ever thought about someone and then they suddenly text you? Or maybe their name keeps popping up everywhere, on a billboard, in a song, in a random conversation? It feels weird, right? Almost like the universe is sending you a sign. Attention, this isn't just in your head. It's a real psychological phenomenon called synchronicity, another gem from Carl Jung. Synchronicity is about meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. When it happens, it feels like there's some unseen force, like your unconscious mind, pushing this person into your life. But is it destiny or just your brain playing tricks on you? Let's break it down. Here's the key. Your unconscious mind is always scanning for patterns. Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is processing millions of pieces of information, sights, sounds, words, faces. Most of it, you ignore. But when someone is emotionally important to you, triggering those obsessive thoughts, your brain filters reality to highlight anything connected to them. That's why their name stands out in conversation, or their birthday number jumps out on a receipt. That's why a song lyric suddenly feels like it's about you and them. It's not always fate. It might be the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, also called the frequency illusion. Here's how the psychological pattern works. 1, that you focus on something, like this person. 2, that your brain tags it as important. 3, that now you start noticing it everywhere, like a spotlight on your obsessive thoughts. It's like when you learn a new word and suddenly hear it all the time, or when you buy a new car and spot that exact model everywhere. So does that mean synchronicity isn't real? Not quite. Carl Jung had more to say. There's another reason you might be drawn to someone, a reason deeper than their looks or personality. Carl Jung believed we all have a hidden inner opposite, the anima, feminine side, for men, and the animus, masculine side, for women. If you're non-binary, these energies mix in unique ways, shaping how you connect with yourself and others. These forces fuel your intuition, emotions, creativity, and attraction, and sometimes they project onto real people. Ever met someone and felt an instant spark, like they complete something inside you? That's your anima or animus at work. Says Carl Jung, your unconscious mind sees something in them that represents a missing piece of yourself. Maybe you're logical and they're deeply intuitive. Maybe you're guarded and they bring out your softer side. It feels powerful, almost mystical, but it's not fate. It's a psychological pattern driving self-discovery. Warning, when you don't recognize your anima or animus, you might idealize this person, putting them on a pedestal, thinking they hold something you lack. That's a trap. The truth? That energy isn't in them. It's in you. The qualities you admire already exist inside your shadow self. You just haven't embraced them yet. Instead of seeing this person as your missing piece, ask yourself, what do they represent to me? What qualities do I believe they have that I don't? How can I develop those qualities within myself? Because the moment you realize this, you take your power back. You stop mistaking deep attraction for destiny. And you start seeing this for what it truly is, a message from your unconscious mind, calling you toward growth. Maybe it's not just thoughts. Maybe you keep seeing their name everywhere, hearing their favorite song on the radio, running into them unexpectedly, waking up to a dream about them, only to check your phone and see their name pop up. It feels too strange to be a coincidence, like the universe is pushing them into your life for a reason. Attention. This isn't just in your head. It's a real psychological phenomenon. It's when events seem meaningfully connected, even though there's no logical explanation. But is it real, or just your brain playing tricks on you? If it feels like the universe is guiding you toward personal growth, it might be synchronicity. If you're just noticing things because you're already thinking about them, that's confirmation bias. Your brain is a pattern-seeking machine. It filters reality to match what's already on your mind. If you're obsessing over someone, you'll start noticing signs related to them everywhere. If you're deeply focused on an idea, the world will seem to reflect it back at you. If you're emotionally attached to an outcome, every little coincidence will feel like a message. The difference? One leads to self-awareness. The other? Just obsession. So the real question is, what do you do about it? Now that you know why you can't stop thinking about them, here's how to turn this experience into something meaningful. 1. Ask yourself, what do they represent? Are they showing you a part of yourself you admire? Or are they reflecting something you fear in yourself? What emotions come up when you think about them? Your answer will tell you if this person is a mirror for your potential or your unresolved wounds. 2. Look for patterns in your past. Have you fixated on similar people before? Is this a repeated lesson your unconscious is trying to teach you? Are you drawn to the same type of person over and over? Why? Patterns don't lie. Your unconscious repeats what you haven't yet learned. 3. Journal about them. Write down everything that draws you to them or bothers you about them. Then ask yourself, could this actually be about me? Maybe they seem charismatic because you want to express yourself more freely. Maybe they seem emotionally unavailable because you have unresolved fears of intimacy. The things that trigger us are often the things we need to integrate. 4. Focus on self-integration. If they embody confidence, how can you develop more of that in yourself? If they trigger your anger, what part of your shadow is asking to be acknowledged? If they seem to complete you, what qualities do they have that you're denying in yourself? When you integrate these traits, your mind stops fixating on them because you no longer need them to reflect it back to you. This experience isn't something to fear. It's something to explore. Your unconscious is speaking to you. The question is, are you ready to listen? If you found this video insightful, hit like and subscribe for more content on Jungian psychology and self-discovery. And tell me in the comments, have you ever been obsessed with someone? What do you think your unconscious was trying to tell you?